Welcome to Van Lathan's The Red Pill, where we give you the brutal honesty of truth, the brutal reality of truth. Today's guest is somebody who is an expert at that, Miko Grimes. Miko Grimes is a return guest to The Red Pill. Always like having her. She's got a lot of things to talk about. And she does them. Specifically, she talks about the perception of NFL players who are kneeling, but also playing in the league. She is the wife of an NFL player, Brent Grimes, and she feels that a lot of the players that are kneeling but still working in the league are getting a bad rap. It's interesting to hear the perspective of somebody who is so closely related to the NFL, but yet has such unfiltered criticisms of the league and the way the league operates. Here's the thing about Miko. Don't need to do a lot of setting up for her. You could talk to Miko about an hour you could talk to Miko for an hour about anything and you get an entertaining podcast, and that's exactly what you're about to get right now. So pop some pills. Let's get into it. I saw an amazing video of a man who I call a friend of mine, Killer Mike, at this past weekend's Revolt Summit, basically talking to the audience about how you should approach information, black people specifically, how you should approach information that would lead to your liberation and lead to you establishing the political foundation that would better put you in a position to achieve some of the goals that we want to achieve as a community. First of all, speaking on that issue, almost no one in the world is as smart as Mike. Almost no one in the world is as passionate as Mike. Almost no one in the world is as well-read as Mike is. He's a treasure. I hope you guys enjoy him. That panel was really put together well, in my opinion. There was some blowback or some negative feelings from people when it was first announced that Katrina Pearson and Candace Owens were going to be on the panel. But I think Puff and Tarek and the people over at Revolt, Roma did a good job in curating that, because I think it's important to have a diversity of voices in the room when you're talking about the black agenda and championing the black agenda. I think that you should always have people from various different spheres of political thought in those rooms to have those conversations, so that we can get to a position where we understand what success looks like in its totality. Now, this is what I will say, though. For anyone that's out there that is claiming to be for the liberation and the advancement of black people, you should always monitor just how much time a person like that spends shitting on black people. That's very important, okay? Let's say that we're all going to CarMax. We're going to buy a car because we broke like that. We can't go to the Mercedes dealership just yet. And we're going to go get a car, and the car's perfect for us, right? It's got the right gas mileage for our commute to work. It's the right size for our family. It's the right price point for our income. It's the right color. We love the car. This car is what we're supposed to buy. This person that is selling us the car has all the answers based upon what we need and what is good for us. They're going to lead us to something that's going to work out for our lives in the long run. And while we're sitting down, negotiating, listening to this person, they say, okay, man, this is the perfect car for you to take your ugly ass mama on a ride in. And you're like, what? No. This is the perfect car for you to take your whore of a sister around in. And you're thinking to yourself, the product that you're leading me to might work for me, but the way that you're treating me isn't a way that suggests that you give a shit about me, right? Because if you want me to buy something or invest into something that's good for me, why would you be talking to me like this? Why would you be talking to anyone like this? It might make you rethink whether or not that person has the best intention for you. It might make you rethink whether or not that person is actually on your side. Because if you're on someone's side, why are you being combative with them? Why are you always finding someone from that community to have issue with? The only thing I would say to people out there that might be from the right that want to make inroads in places where black people don't tend to listen to them, is perhaps you should be less performative for the white people and the other people that exist on your side of the aisle, and more engaging with the black people on the other side that haven't come to where you are yet. And I see a lot of black conservatives who take a very combative attitude with people who don't agree with them. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist on the other side as well, but what I'm saying is they have to take it upon themselves to understand that they're trying to do something new. They're trying to introduce black people to a method of thinking that we haven't been used to for a long time. And in doing that, there's going to be some resistance. But if you're doing it for the right reasons, you should be able to take that. You should be able to deal with that. I don't have any problem with people that are conservative. I happen to disagree with it. But a lot of the conservatives that I see, they take aim at people. They take aim at Jamel Hill. They take aim at LeBron James. They take aim at Colin Kaepernick. They take aim at all of these people over and over and over again. And I just don't see them talking to white racists like this. I don't see them talking to people that want to maintain the status quo like this. I don't see them talking to them like this. They tend to shoot those bullets at people from our community that are trying to do things, at least things that we think, are on our behalf. And where's your vitriol for the people that have helped keep us in this situation for a long time, be they on the left or the right? Where's all your smoke for them? That's the only thing I would say. The first thing that you have to do in order to, in my opinion, in order to prove to black Americans that you are on their side is you have to show them that you love them. And there's a way that you conduct yourself when you have cultural patience, trust, and love for your community. There's a way that you engage people. There's a way that you talk to people. There's a way that you coalition build with people if you truly have that. You shouldn't have to try to show respect to people who look like you and who have the same experience as you. It shouldn't be something that you have to do. That should be in you, and it should exude itself in the way that you deal with people. And through the various platforms that you have, that should be out there. That doesn't mean we have to play nice. It just means that between each other, we shouldn't play dirty. All right, pop some pills. Let's get into Miko Grimes. Miko is watching Casanova videos.
Hey.
Like, Miko, what is he doing?
He was just basically, promoting his new song.
So Brooklyn?
Yeah. It's dope promotion. I like him.
You like Cass?
Yes.
I like him too, man. You know why I like him? Tax introduced me to him. Like, not personally, but I heard about him through Tax.
Personally, for me. The first time I ever met him was with Tax, through Tax, yeah.
So, something that people don't know about Tax is Tax will never recommend a rapper to you that's whack.
Facts.
Tax will
He'll never lie.
Tax, shout out to Tax. Tax.
Yeah, let me take these off.
Like, why are you going to take them off? White person, clap for Miko Grimes. Clap loud. Hey, clap loud for Miko Grimes.
There's only one person.
There's only one white person. Normally we have a couple, but they out here working on that problematic podcast that I did with Marcellus Wiley.
Oh, I got to hear that one. I want him on my podcast.
Yeah, he
I don't think I'm big time enough for him though. A lot of these niggas either I'm not big time enough or they're scared of me.
Why would somebody? Why are people scared of Miko Grimes? Let me go back to Tax real quick. Just want to say this up.
Rewind.
Tax should be an A&R somewhere. Mm-hmm. That's how good his ear for hip hop is.
Yeah.
His ear for hip hop is stupid dope. He's on the top of the. If you ask him for a list or something like that, he gives you all kinds of songs you don't even remember that you love, and songs that you haven't heard the minute you hear him, they off the chain. Tax is talented like that.
He is.
Like you. That's your man. I know that you guys are real close.
Yes, we are. We're very close.
Do you put money on his books though?
Yes.
All right. People say they're close to people that's locked down, but then they don't be putting money on
I actually go visit him also.
Oh, do you?
Often. I probably visit him more than anybody that doesn't live in the state of New York.
Yeah, you get around a lot though. You traveling all over the place.
Around.
Yeah, but traveling wise.
Well, this summer it looked like that because I was doing a show that I, kind of created called Half Court for the Big Three. Mm-hmm. They didn't give me a job. I applied for a couple of jobs with them and I didn't get one, so I created my own job. And
That's the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm hoping to pitch it to them for next year if they pick up the show. Then that way, I won't do it myself. I'll still be traveling, but it's only 11 weeks out of the summer.
And Big 3 cooking.
Yeah, it was. And it looked like a lot, but it was really 11 weeks. It was just straight in a row and on the weekends.
So what do you talk about on the show? Is like half court this week and half court basketball? Or?
Well, the Big 3 is half court.
Yeah.
So the show is just basically called half court. And basically I go to their practice. I grab interviews from them before the game, talk a little shit with them, see what they think about, who they're about to play against. And then I do a highlight voiceover of the actual game. And then I do press interviews and then one-on-one interviews afterwards as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you did that the entire summer?
Yes.
And what was the response from the Big 3 like?
I talked to Ice Cube before I actually did it. Before I did it, Lil Duval shot him out. He invited me up to Hollywood Squares this summer, and he told me Cube was up there. He knew that I was trying to pitch something to him, so he let me come up there, to visit him.
Right.
But he put me in the room with Cube, and I was like, hey, y'all slept on a bitch for a job. But, lucky for you, I created this show called Half Court, and he was like, well, get it together and, give it to me.
Why'd you hustle like this? You rich. like Miko wants, you stunning on me in some way. At some point you said something, I asked you something, you was like, look, I'm already rich. I'm like, you know what, that's true. Miko is already fucking rich. Like, why you hustle like this, you rich?
Because as much as I like to take credit for, my man's check, from being on the side that I'm on, it's not mine. And I had goals and dreams and things that I wanted to do, and I was accomplishing those until I met him. And then I put everything on pause to be a wife and a mother, stay-at-home mom. I didn't want somebody else babysitting my son, so I just stayed home, and now he's a big boy now, so mama's back on the hunt. I want what I wanted before that. I want my own show. I want respect in this industry, and so
you didn't stop, you paused.
I paused.
So let me ask you this. You say it's not yours. That fucking subject is very, very touchy in the male and female conversation, because a lot of women, I would think, would say that of course it's yours, right? Because if you're right there as a wife and a mother and taking care of so many things that Brent cannot take care of, then whatever he makes, of course it's yours. Why don't, and when you say something like that, like when people were saying, yo, the whole she wasn't with you shooting in the gym thing like that or whatever, they always say, well, you're leaving out these women's contributions on the wife side, on the motherhood side, and it's everyone's when you're married. It's yours. Why don't you feel like that's yours?
Probably because it's sports, because I played also. And it's not to say that it's not mine, because outside of being, the wife and mother that he needed, I was also managing him, secretary, whatever he needed. But it's more because it came in so fast. I think that when you think about people being wealthy or my type of wealthy, like it took them a while to get there. This came
my type
quick.
Of wealthy. You fucking rich motherfucker. I love it. My type of wealthy.
It came in quick.
By the way, that's the name of the podcast. My type of wealthy. Write that down right now with Miko Grimes. My type of wealthy. Fuck you regular rich niggas. Anyway, go ahead.
It took a while to build a lot of other people's wealth, and that's like it's a stamp, of approval on a woman to have held her family down for a long time. Not saying that I didn't, because it's been 10 years, but we were rich before the 10 years. You see what I mean? So it comes in real fast, and you don't feel entitled, because it's almost like he was going to do this with or without you. You know what I'm saying? My responsibility, as his wife, is to make sure we don't end up broke. And so that's what I'm putting more of my brain and power behind.
How do you make sure that you guys don't end up broke? What do you do?
First of all, I educate him on all the broke niggas after they retire.
First rule.
First rule.
Here's the broke niggas.
Show him the niggas he doesn't want to be.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, and then you learn basically from their mistakes.
Yeah. And then the second thing I do is I'm his mouthpiece. Anytime somebody need to borrow some money, they got to come through me. Because he'll say yes to any damn thing.
Right.
No.
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 Right. And you know what? That's very useful.
Yeah, I'll be the bad guy.
Everybody needs that in your life because, people come up to you and they ask you for all kinds of shit, and it's so hard, man.
To say, yeah.
It's so hard because what happened is that it's not like a large sum of money to you.
Right.
The one person, somebody comes to be like, yo, man, school's starting or whatever. If I could just hold $2,000, you're thinking, yo, it's only $2,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think
I'm unrobing as we go.
It's like you thinking it's only $2,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give him the two. It's your man.
Yeah.
Give him the $2,000. Then before you know it, you didn't give him $2,000. You didn't be giving him $1,500, $500, $300,
and they keep coming
and
back.
It keeps coming
they
back.
Never
and then before
stop.
you know it, you out $8,000 or $9,000. I'm not her type of rich. That's a lot of money to me.
Right.
So what I'm saying is,
it adds up.
It's dope to have somebody to be like, yo, talk to her about that, and then she goes, nah, nigga.
And they gotta sell me, and I'm not an easy sell.
What when you looking for like what would make you loan the money? Like what would it be?
Circumstances out of their control. You late on your rent 3 months. That's not my concern. It really isn't. You knew 3 months ago.
Right.
You was like.
Right.
But emergencies, doctor bills, hospitals, car crashes. Stuff like that. Like, we
can help with that.
Yeah.
But if you just
irresponsible, you got to figure that out on
Right.
your own. It's not my responsibility to make you a grown up.
What always gets me is the people that come back and ask for money for the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
that's what happens though. They'll use you as a crutch. They'll just spend their money on whatever they want to spend on, that concert they want to go to, that vacation or whatever, and be like, oh, I'm just gonna borrow from Brent and Miko. They got it. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and tell them I'm about to be evicted. Oh my God, me and my kids about to be evicted. Wasn't you just in Jamaica?
I'm about to say, weren't you in the Gram? You in Montego Bay chilling and shit like that? I'm not in motherfucking. Here's the thing with me. I'm at this bitch a lot. I'm at this motherfucker from 6 to 5. I'm not having as much fun as y'all are.
Right.
So if I loan you some money, don't get on.
Let me catch you out here living your best life.
I'm on this bitch like it's a long time. I just want to go home and just do regular shit, like watch a basketball game, which I missed the fucking shit. And you stunting while I'm here, and I know that I'm paying for that right now. That's so hard, man.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta be super rich. Once I get super duper rich.
What do you think is super duper rich?
For me?
Yeah.
$100 million.
Oh. I don't know if I'll ever be dirty enough to get $100 million.
Why you gotta be dirty to get $100 million?
I think just the richer you get, the more you get, especially if it's not like in athletics or something where you getting millions of dollars a year type of shit, you're a scumbag.
So you're saying that anyone who has $100 million,
not $100 million. I'm just saying if you just come across $100 million quick and you on your way up, you scumbagging your way up.
Right. So, but see, I feel like black people feel that way, and we shouldn't feel that way.
I think white people feel that way also.
I don't. I think white people look at other people that have like $100 million or $200 million. They don't think that you necessarily have to be a scumbag to get that. They think that you have to be like specifically talented or specifically lucky to get it. But why would you have to be a scumbag to get $100 million? You almost there. You like $2 million away.
Maybe. No, I'm not $2 million.
So you're saying right now?
I wouldn't say $100 million. That's low.
Okay. But what about $1 billion?
$1 billion. You are a horrible human being. Horrible.
Jay-Z got $1 billion.
Horrible human being.
Jay-Z got $1 billion.
Horrible, and about to continue to show us what a horrible human being he is.
You're saying Jay-Z is a horrible human being?
Yeah, he had to get to $1 billion. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. You had to step on so many necks to get there. I know you did. And it's cool. So
I can't name you a billionaire right now. Oprah.
Oh. Don't even do me.
What? I'm asking you.
Oprah is awful.
Oprah? You think Oprah's awful?
Yes. God awful. She's like one of the worst.
What's so wrong with Oprah, man?
She's just counterfeit to me. She just, she is. I was, coming up, I was a big Oprah fan and watched her show and everything. And then her show, she whitewashed it. And then she, when she started on her little healthy shit, the first time I ever seen her really, I realized, oh, this bitch is, not one of us. It's when she tried to put that beef on TV and talk about how horrible it was, and the beef industry had to reel her ass in.
Yeah, they sued her.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like,
She had to fight a lawsuit. She like, I like Oprah.
You could still, you could.
I've had some problems with Oprah in the past, but I think that Oprah's good.
I think that she's a scumbag. She's a billionaire, and I just don't like. And I also just don't like some of the things that she represents. She did a speech when she got her little Oscar or whatever. She did a little speech, and I was offended.
She never won an Oscar.
Not the Oscar, but you know that award she won at
Which
the
one?
What awards were those? What are the ones before the Oscars?
The Golden Globes?
Golden Globes. Didn't she get like,
I don't know,
Black Person of the Year or something like that?
What did she say, Miko?
She said, she said she compared Reese, what's her name? Is her name Reese Taylor, the black woman who was raped and dragged in the South. She tried to compare her story to like a Me Too movement, a woman, just try to even mesh those type of stories together. I just wanted to throw up. No, don't do us. The black woman has nothing to do with the Me Too movement. Nothing.
The black woman has nothing to do with the Me Too movement?
It's not about us.
A black woman started the Me Too movement.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with black women. How come every time something happens to black women, she doesn't say anything? So
you saying Tarana Burke? By the way, I've done work with her. That's a good sister.
I've heard she is, but my problem is every time something happens to a black woman, like somebody, like the whole ESPN things and what that was happening, they don't speak up.
Which ESPN thing?
One of my friends, Adrienne, she accused ESPN of sexual misconduct, and nobody stood for her. Nobody stood for her.
You feel like black women are being left behind in the Me Too movement?
Yeah. Just like the women's movement, period. That wasn't about black women. That was about white women.
I would say that there are a lot of black women who think not only are they a part of both movements, but they're at the front of both movements, Miko.
That's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate that they feel that way.
Yeah.
But these movements are being spearheaded by beautiful, powerful black women. You don't think that means anything?
I just think that we got a lot of scammers out here, I just think that, you don't, just because you're black, that doesn't mean that you're going to do everything that's right. I mean, we had a black president. He didn't do everything that he should have done as a black man, like in that office. But I understand you can't get fucking killed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just feel like we're still going to do things the right way. We're still going to make sure we don't step on toes and keep it all the way real.
Is there anyone you feel like who's not doing that? Because this is a question I like to ask. Like we hear about, like if I throw names out there, people start shooting the names down, right? Not specifically you, but other people, right? If I throw names out there, people start shooting down the names. Oh, D-Ray's not this because of this way. Oh, Toronto's not this because of this way. Oh, Sean King's not this because of this way. And I ask people always, who's doing it correctly?
I don't think anybody's going to give you like everything that you want in a leader. You know what I mean? Especially considering today's time where, like for me, for example, I feel like I'm a leader in sports for my culture. Do you understand what I mean? I feel like I'm different than other black people speaking about sports in the black community. And
How do you feel like you're different?
Because I don't have anybody filtering me, muzzling me. I actually get to speak from my truest point, hate it or love it. And I don't risk getting fired.
Right.
And who else can do that in the sports industry? Name me somebody.
Word up. I got you.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just get bothered that people don't really see that the only reason that I'm not in these places where these other people are is because of that. Is because they can't tell me what to do.
That's also your strength, though, right?
Correct.
Right. So would you want to be at a bigger shop?
Yes, but the problem that like I was just saying to you is the problem is once people start to listen to me and feel what I'm saying, and then they found out that I'm not religious, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you see what I mean? So there's one thing, like certain leaders that are super, super Jesus Christ, hallelujah. It's tough for me to get behind that.
Right.
But I still feel you on other things. And I think that now in this era, we're never going to find somebody that's right.
Right. So
because
for me,
there's so many things that we aren't just all going to agree on.
This is the way I look at that. And that's actually a very compelling point that you talk about, is that in most things in life, you have to utilize some compartmentalization, right? In most things in life, to live a varied life or a diverse life, or to have a diverse mind, or to have all these different experiences, you have to pull different things from different people. There are people who have movements that are based in religion that I don't agree with their religion at all.
Right.
But what their religion has led them to do socially,
Right.
I agree with that, right?
Me too.
So you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of tenets of what goes on with the Nation of Islam that I cannot agree with, right? Because some of those things are rooted in religious dogma. But what that sort of inspiration
blackness, the
has led them to
proudness,
do
yeah.
in the community, you got to give it up for them. You got to give it
Yeah.
up for what
I
those
almost
guys do.
was this close.
To join in the Nation of Islam?
Oh, yes.
Why didn't you?
I just don't like people telling me what to do in general, just in life. And there's once you in there, you either fully committed or you're not. And I just don't know if I could fully commit to the entire movement.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just have to step back from, and watch from afar and cheer them on and, try to
What about
support
the Nation
them.
of Islam enticed you?
Their blackness, their proudness, their honesty about blackness and this country and where we should be and where we should stand. Like I'm one of those people that believe segregation shouldn't have happened. I mean, it should have happened. We should have stayed in our own groups.
You're a nationalist.
Yeah, we should have just stayed in our own groups, and that doesn't mean we can't mesh or mingle in other ways. It's just I wish that we had black communities, our own money, our own government, our own policing, all those things, so we could deal with each other the way that we know how to deal with each other, as opposed to allowing someone who, I think it's just a insane idea that a bunch of billionaires are supposed to make sure people are treated properly. Like how do we even think this system works? It doesn't work. And so I just feel like if we would have stayed in our own groups, we would know our power. We would know how amazing we are. We wouldn't question, if we're great, and just all those things. In the Nation of Islam, they speak of that language.
Right.
And
They talk about self-reliance.
Yeah.
And that's a very important trait that any group that is successful has. They have self-reliance. They rely on each other.
Yeah.
And they hold each other accountable when they're off code. But they also do more than hold each other accountable. They lift each other up. And I think, I agree with that. I think that in terms of society, there doesn't have to be complete and total segregation. There's no such thing. You shouldn't be completely and totally segregated. This world is meant for all of us to share. But at the same time, specifically for black people in America, when you look at it, is reaching outside of ourselves to try to appeal to the ruling class just simply hasn't worked.
No.
Just asking people to be decent and treat us right, it just hasn't worked. But I think it would be a much smarter strategy to ask us to treat each other decently, because there's a shared experience there that, to me, would take us a lot further. I agree with that. I think sometimes people get kind of lost in the weeds, like, oh my God, do you want to go back to having separate bathrooms? Do you want to go back to, none of that. Do you want to go? But I always tell this story. My grandfather lost his grocery store to integration. He lost it because sometimes in our community, we're reaching for the American dream so hard that we're pulling muscles. You know what I'm saying? And we don't see that we have our own dream that's manifesting in itself in reality amongst each other.
Right.
And sometimes that's not good enough. But that's one thing, we share that as far as the Nation of Islam. I just think that the Nation of Islam I just like bacon, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, plus I love Jesus Christ. Listen, I love Jesus.
You don't even know Jesus.
I love Jesus.
You don't
and I
know
love
that
bacon.
nigga. That nigga don't know you. Is Jesus black or
bacon.
white?
He's black, of course he is.
So why do white people say he's white? You cool with that? You cool knowing that your race, your religion, thinks that your Jesus is white? Like the majority of this country says you're crazy.
I can't be mad with fools being fools, but I just know what's true, baby.
I think it's just a fool.
Jesus black. Jesus black.
He had to be, in my
black
opinion.
Man. You
if
feel
he
what
was.
I'm saying? The Bible says it, man. Skin of bronze, hair of wool, That's a brother.
That definitely
Plus,
had to be
who
a
is gonna
nigga.
turn water into wine so everybody can party,
nigga.
man? Like,
A
yeah,
real
hey, who
nigga.
gonna like that? You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, it's gonna be no party. Jesus is like, I don't think y'all know who I am. Bam, let's get this popping. It's gotta be a black dude.
Are we gonna? You brought up bacon. Are we gonna have a food topic discussion?
Go for it. Well, you seem like you got something you want to get off your chest.
I'm not.
my nigga.
You felt like
Nah, my nigga.
no.
You, feel like
You
got
had
something-
some shit
if
you was
if
trying to
got,
get off.
If you got something
No,
negative to
you-
say about bacon,
you texted
you can go
me.
Ahead, you go ahead and say what you want to say, dog. You want to talk? You know what I'm saying? Talk. It's your shit, dog. Say what you got to say about bacon.
No, it's not bacon. I was just talking to you about meat. You know, I just wanted to know how your diet was going. You
Talking
remember
about,
that post?
The meat diet?
Yeah.
I killed some fucking ribs yesterday. Killed them. It was dumb.
See, your problem is you're trying to
Killed
not
some
eat
fucking
meat to lose weight. That's
I'm not.
not what you're supposed to do.
Well, what I was trying to do at first was, okay, so I got first of all,
we had a disagreement.
I turned in my first chapter of my book yesterday. So give it up for me. I turned in my
Okay.
first chapter of my book, right? So this was gonna happen. Normally, my weight fluctuates from about 255 to 235. It used to be a little different. My weight used to fluctuate from fucking 375 to 370. But now
Okay.
I'm either normally lean or I'm a little fluffy, but I never get out of control anymore.
Right.
20 pounds is nothing for me, literally. If I go hard for like the next 4 or 5 days, I'll peel off 8-9 pounds. Some of it will be water, but it just depends. I got to a point to where things got so busy for me that I couldn't get back in the gym like I really wanted to. I could get in the gym, but only maintenance get in the gym. Because in order for me to get my body back the way it is, I got to be in the gym a little bit longer, right? People don't get it. 30 minutes in the gym and an hour for the gym is a completely different thing. Like,
Yeah.
It really adds up, that extra time that you put in there. But I've been so busy traveling around and stuff like that, I haven't time. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go a little harder with the diet. I'm going to cut out meat. And that's going to make up for the other part of that. So
And
a
so
30-minute diet, a 35-minute workowut, a 3-mile run.
This is funny.
A 3-mile run plus not eating meat, that should be like an hour workout. You know, 400 push-ups a day plus that should be like a boom, boom, boom. Shit did not work. Didn't work, motherfucker.
Why didn't it work though?
It didn't work at all because I'm not doing it right.
First of all,
That's why
also
it didn't
because you
work.
was eating bullshit.
Eating what, like what? Like you tell me like I can't have a donut?
Correct.
Like, nah.
You're not supposed to be eating donuts. If you like, see what I mean? Like you can't.
I know how to lose
you're
weight. It's
fucking
just
up
that-
the skew, the percentages. You know, like if you really cut meat out and you were working out and you were healthy, you would see incredibly drastic results, and I think there would be good results. But you put bullshit in there. Now it's like meat got a bad reputation.
It's not about meat got a bad reputation. Hey, never hate on meat.
You was like, I didn't eat
what I
meat
said.
for
That's
this long and nothing
That's
happened. And
not
I'm
what I
just
said.
like,
What I
oh
said
my
was,
God.
I realized that I can find all kinds of ways to be fat.
Yeah.
It's not just meat fat. It's donut fat. It's ice
Cookie
cream fat.
fat.
It's cookie fat.
Yeah.
It's all of that shit. But look.
Then
here's-
I got attacked.
But you know what? First of all, everybody that gets on my Instagram, I just want to put out a disclaimer to you guys. 2 things about Miko. One thing is, I know
I got
Miko.
time.
Miko is my friend. The second thing is, Miko don't know how to talk to people.
Dope.
So
I don't.
don't jump on Miko on my benefit, because that's like my homegirl. That's just how she talk. Miko will come in there like, nigga, fuck you. Eat the right shit, dumbass bitch. Bye. And then you'll be like, oh shit, that's just Miko being Miko. And then everybody else is going, why is this lady being so mean to Van?
Right.
Like, and then
Then I get attacked.
and then you get attacked.
Yeah.
And then I end up having to say, yo, why don't y'all relax?
Then they
man?
start coming for me, telling me I'm ugly.
don't say that.
Oh God, I
They
get so
don't
many
say
I'm
that.
uglies. My body is trash.
They say your body's trash?
Yes.
How do you feel about your body?
Fucking, I look amazing. Shit. Look at me. Look at this glow. I'm 44 years old.
44
Titty
savage.
sitting right here. I want to bite you.
So you look at yourself in the mirror, you go, I look
Yeah,
great.
I think I look great.
How was the competition at the Joe Budden pool party?
Oh no, it wasn't really. I mean, especially my age group. It was nobody in my age group in a 2-piece. Let's just start there.
In your age
in
bracket,
the 40s.
you was killing it.
But there's also, you know, the 20s. You know, I haven't had outside of my boobs. I haven't had any other work done. So, just the fact that this is all me.
Right. When you walk into a situation, shout out to Joe and them, by the way. I was in New York for the book meetings. I did not go by the pool party. I did not do it. Maybe I should have, but I had to focus. So when you go to a place like that, and you still have obviously pride in the way you look as a lady, do you look around and be like, yo, I'm killing these bitches in here? Do you have that thought?
Oh yeah, I do. I do. It has nothing to do with destroying someone else. It's really just about bigging myself up and being proud of the work I've done to, not only look like this on the outside, but I feel like I look on the inside.
What do you eat?
A lot of plants.
Plant-based.
A lot of plants. The only meat that I still consume to this day, and there's a long story behind it, but it's crab.
Crab?
So, yeah.
But that's like not really meat.
I know, but it is meat technically.
So you're pretty much, besides eating some crab every now and again, you're pretty much vegan.
I'm plant based. I don't like that word vegan. It sounds like a cuss word. I love cuss words, but I don't like that one.
Well, how long you been plant based?
I've been doing this about 4 years.
How has it been?
It's good. Like, once you get past, the dairy, once you get past the ice cream and the cheese, that was the toughest thing for me. Mm-hmm. Once I got past that, it was easy because I really don't care for too much meat anyway. Mm-hmm. And then once I started doing research and learning, what's inside the meat and what I was eating, it just made it that much easier to give it up as well.
So I tried the vegan thing. Tried it. I fucked that.
It's tough. You need...
I had headaches, man.
You know what it is, too? Because people don't really understand the importance of getting all the vitamins and nutrients that you still need. You can't just not eat meat. Like, you have to eat certain plants. You have to eat certain vitamins, certain nutrients. You have to make sure you're getting everything so you're not weak and dizzy or you're not farting all day, with the bubble guts. Because all you're doing is eating kale salads. Like, you got to switch it up. Speaking of, I'm so bad. I was hoping that I would have my book by the end of this summer, but I'm doing a cookbook, and
what's the cookbook?
It's for people that are trying to transition to be more plant-based, and and I tell people,
y'all niggas crazy, don't do this. That's the name of the cookbook.
It's just to help because people are always like, I've tried this and all I did was eat rice every day or pasta every day, and that's boring. And so I've, been working on this for 4 years. And so I've created a cookbook with about, I think there's 40 recipes for people to try, to see like the difference and how much easier it can be. And, you just incorporate them, throughout your week and try it and see how you feel and see, a lot of people do it for weight loss. Some people do it just to feel better in general, lighter, and change. A lot of people don't realize how many things that are in the food that's breaking them out, that they have acne and bad skin and stuff. Like,
all inflamed,
yeah,
eyes and stuff like that.
A part of being plant-based is to check yourself out and go get tested of exactly what you're allergic to. You find out. Yeah. And, it just makes you look better, your skin glowing, you just feel good. I feel good when I eat plants. It just makes me feel so good.
What's your favorite fucking plant to eat?
Probably an avocado.
Really?
I love avocados. Good. Like a lot. I eat them all kind of ways.
Now, is your kid plant-based?
Yes. He's not fully plant-based. Aiden I give him bacon twice a year. And
damn. Bro, that's sad. Well, like when does he get...
He's never had dairy in his life.
When does he get bacon again?
The new year.
This nigga's somewhere right now crossing off days on a calendar, waiting for that piece of bacon. That's so crazy. Yeah. I like Aiden. She be posting videos of Aiden. Like she's out there, she's saying something, Aiden in the back attacking the cat or something like that. That
dog.
Look like you got young king energy.
Yeah.
Young king energy, but he only get bacon twice a year.
Yeah, but he's allowed to eat chicken. And he said like last week that he's ready to give up chicken. He said, I think I'm ready to give it up. He eats vegan, plant-based predominantly, throughout the week. So, I let him eat chicken, I let him have his first lemon heads this year. He doesn't really eat any bullshit.
His first lemon heads?
Yeah, he had his first Dorito last year because Dorito finally made a chip that doesn't have dairy in it.
Right. What chip is that?
The spicy nacho.
Doesn't have dairy?
Yeah, that's
the
vegan chip for Doritos.
So are you worried that like as soon as he like goes to college or like gets around it, this nigga just gonna fucking go berserk If you don't if he can't have a Dorito,
No. I've given him things to try. He doesn't like them, and it's because he didn't grow up eating them.
that's that mama peer pressure though.
But no. I like the lemon head. Like I've given him Skittles, like Starburst, and just smelling them, he gags. Like he doesn't like the smell of candy at all.
What about some sweet potato pie?
He does eat that.
He's like
but it's vegan.
Vegan sweet potato pie. Like what's in the vegan sweet potato pie though? Like,
I mean, the only thing you swap it, there's no egg. You don't need an egg in your sweet potato pie. I don't know why black people do that. It's so unnecessary.
Because the shit tastes good.
It's
Miko.
so unnecessary.
We eat eggs because eggs make cakes and shit taste good.
You can swap it out for so many things, but and you just use vegan butter, and vegan butter tastes exactly like regular butter.
Y'all always say that.
I wouldn't even lie. There's nothing
Y'all
else.
always say that.
There's nothing else that tastes exactly like the same thing except butter.
The vegan butter, what is it made out of?
They use plants. They use cream like coconut milk.
Vegan butter.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you try some.
Okay.
I promise you.
I'm
I'll give you some toast with both butters on it. I promise you won't be able to tell me.
This is the type of shit I'm into. This is the content that we need.
Yes.
Like the content that we need is people trying vegan shit and being able to tell the difference and smashing your little fucking theory right here because I've been
need
eating
to
butter
do that.
my whole life.
Me too.
I was nearly 400 pounds. I know about butter.
You know about butter.
You know what I'm saying? So like, look at it. She put the dry. Like you know about butter, big ass nigga.
Thickums. Call you thickums.
Let me ask you this. So, like, you're 44.
Yes.
You're obviously very, very youthful looking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How getting older? How does that impact, like, your view of yourself? Is there ever any time that you think, I'm not 25 or 28 or 20? Is there ever any time to where that enters into your like what?
Well,
what does Miko feel like she's too old for now?
Well, I'm too old to be going out to clubs more than once a week.
See, but you turn up though.
Oh, I turn up, but I don't really like clubs. I would rather go to a strip club.
Okay.
And that's just a way that I like to stimulate my economy.
This motherfucker.
I don't want to spend $5,000 or $2,500 on bottles at some club. I'd rather throw that at a stripper and help her pay her bills.
Right, your DMs
like that's
about to
just
fucking be flooded.
They already are. The strippers know who I am. They know
Word
when
up.
I come in town.
Okay.
I'm finna throw some money.
All right.
They know that already.
What I'm talking about.
But just stuff like that, and I just don't want to be in the club all night. It doesn't excite me like it used to. Drinking doesn't excite me like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a weed smoker. I'm high right now.
I know.
But, every now and then I do like to have a cocktail or two by the pool with my girlfriends,
love the pool.
I love the pool.
Shout out to Maya.
Shout out to Maya, yes. But, I would rather do that. I'd rather my friends come over and we get in our little tiny bikinis and take shots by the pool, smoke weed, and just have that kind of fun, not going to some club, giving somebody all my money, and then they don't even play the music I want to hear anyway. Is
there an age where you feel like people shouldn't be in the club anymore?
No, I don't. I think anybody should do what the fuck they feel like they're doing. Some people don't get to live until they're 50. Sometimes you've been struggling your whole fucking life trying to get somewhere, and then you finally get to 48 and you lit and you can afford to do some shit.
And it's just happening for you.
Do it.
Right.
Fucking do it. Like, live however you want. I just so happen to have been in the club since I was 16 years old.
Damn.
Partying right here in LA with the college in LA. So
what college you go to again? We talked
Cal
about
State LA.
Cal State LA.
Yeah, so I've lived it, and then I played ball overseas. So I've partied in all different countries, different languages, different music, different drugs. Like, it's just, I done seen a lot of shit.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on cocaine?
I think it should be legal.
You think cocaine should be legal?
I think all drugs should be legal.
Okay, so not specifically cocaine, but all drugs.
All drugs should be legal. You cannot be a free society and also drug free. Cannot be.
What's the main reason you feel like all drugs should be legal?
Because I think that it's an excuse to lock people up. You're allowing people to drink alcohol, and you're making sure you're trusting them to do the right thing with alcohol. And why not everything else? Right. Why are you stopping people from their drug of choice? Like, I don't get DUIs. I don't really drink like that.
So every drug should be
legal.
black tar fucking heroin,
all of it.
crank,
Allow it to be 100% legal.
opioids, all of them.
Instead of killing us with all this food and this bad pollution, let people overdose then if that's what they gonna fucking do. You know, if they want to off themselves like that, it's better than them hurting somebody else.
Do you think it's like a public health issue though? When you have drugs flooding the streets and people using drugs?
It wasn't when we was in the crack epidemic, so what's the problem?
Nah, it wasn't. They actually use it. They definitely. I think the opioid thing is kind of like, that was the best thing about Dave Chappelle's special.
Yeah, y'all bad.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough
Tough
now.
now.
Like, I hate to see people doing bad. But it's tough to care. Now, it's tough to be as invested when all you did for a public health crisis that was happening in the 80s is throw my uncles in jail.
Exactly.
It's like, it's tough to be like, oh my God.
Damn,
well,
we should really put y'all in some clinics.
But it's like, you gotta care about people. You gotta be a good human being. But it's hard when we know that you took a public health crisis, and not just that, with heroin.
You ruined
and all that other stuff.
the black families. You allowed so many single mothers to fend for themselves, which caused so many other problems in our community. Yeah, and we're still suffering from all of that, let alone slavery. We got decades and decades of shit that we're struggling through. Yeah. And that's why I felt like if we had our own communities, we would have been able to heal faster around each other, amongst each other, bigging up each other, as opposed to constantly competing with each other, constantly like how we're doing now. Like, we don't really know how to embrace each other and to be like, you know what, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we too busy. Like, you've seen it. You see a motherfucker, people posting these chicken sandwiches all over their social media, and they never posted their homeboy or their homegirl's business. And I'm just like, wow. Yeah, because, you know, I never even talked about it on my podcast because I was offended when I found out that Popeyes made $23 million in 11 days off the black back. And we got nothing for that.
Well, we got the chicken sandwich.
What the fuck? The chicken sandwich is not even real chicken?
I'm going to be real with you. I don't really feel like you could talk about this issue.
Why? Because I don't eat bullshit?
Because you don't eat the chicken sandwich.
I don't.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't really feel like you could talk about this issue, Miko, because you don't know how good a chicken sandwich hits.
I used to eat chicken sandwiches. Fuck you mean, man.
You haven't eaten a chicken sandwich in a while.
True that.
So, like, you come in, it's like weird. Like, I can't come down on the vegan lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really know. I haven't had the chicken sandwich either because I'm not eating meat, right? But from what I'm seeing on the fucking internet,
I've had people tell me what they think, and I understand why people think the Popeye's chicken sandwich is better. I get it.
But you get that they were like going crazy over the chicken.
Yeah, I get it. It's chemicals. This is what it is.
Right.
It's more chemicals than chicken. It's not that much chicken in the world for us to have all these chicken sandwiches, dog. Don't y'all know that's not chicken?
Some of it, they got a lot of chickens in the world.
No,
they got a lot of
we
chickens
done ran out of chickens a long time ago.
A lot of chickens.
Well, this is no longer chicken.
It's weird chickens. I saw this documentary on Netflix, and Austin, did you see this? Where the guy had the chicken coop. They were showing two different types of farms, and the one guy had his chickens on free range farms. The chickens looked all fucking happy, and they were singing fucking kumbaya and running around and being free and stuff like that. Now that doesn't mean he wasn't slaughtering the chickens; he was fucking the chickens up. But they were fucking healthy chickens, looking great. And then this other guy had this gigantic silo, basically, where it was dark inside. The chickens couldn't even really see. And the documentary crew was about to go inside of this place and shoot it. And just before they were about to go in, he got a call from a chicken company. I don't want to say the name of it wrong, but it was one of the famous ones. Okay. And he came back out and he was like, you guys can't shoot inside.
Oh, my God. But that's the thing.
Like, and I was thinking to myself, yo, man, this nigga don't want us to see
the chicken was going to be 6 feet tall in there. I'm telling you. 6 feet tall, or like, LeBron-looking chickens in there.
My mom was like, the chicken might be in there, all breast, no beak.
Yeah,
like,
4 legs,
like all
5 wings.
You know what I'm saying? All of that shit like that. I just thought about that. And that's what, even before, that's what made me start getting just the organic free-range, farm-range chicken.
Yeah, you can find good chicken,
right.
but Popeyes is not looking for good chicken. Popeyes is mass-consuming like most of the fast food industries, and they getting whatever they can get their hands on and call it chicken.
But is it okay, Miko, that we went chicken crazy for a couple of days? Just because, I tell you why. I
wish we would go black-owned business crazy for a couple of days. Give somebody else that shines. Some of our own people.
I get it, but this is what I'm saying. I understand that, and you're right. But I feel like every time we start having because before then, all we were talking about was fucking Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick. And I've had
and rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
And
right?
I feel like Popeyes is scamming, and that's probably the reason Jay-Z told him to put this chicken sandwich out so he could get the heat off of his neck. He's a billionaire now.
Wait.
He's a billionaire now.
So you're telling me that Jay-Z is somewhere in the Roc Nation office like, shit, man, these niggas on my fucking ass. Popeyes.
Do what you do. Yes.
Yo, man, y'all need to come out with a chicken sandwich right now and get these niggas something to talk about, man. They on my fucking head. But this is what I'm saying. Is like I do my best to support black businesses. I support them all the time.
I can tell you do.
I do. But like for a couple of days, I just want to be silly on the internet with chicken sandwiches. Is that okay too?
No, that's fine. It is. It's just sad because we do it so much. Like we drive everything,
right.
music, fashion, food.
And we just don't drive it in our own garage.
Yeah, and and it's just like we have so much power. How is it that we are the brokest of the people here, yet we spend the most? $1 trillion.
Right.
With us.
We're chasing something.
You see what I mean?
We're chasing something.
Why don't we put that into our own people?
We're chasing inclusion. We're chasing being a part of something.
Yeah.
We think we're being denied, but we don't see that.
And
we
it's-
have it. We just got to build it for ourselves.
Yeah, and that's why segregation was important.
And that's why you're against the chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, I am.
Miko full of shit. If they had like a vegan chicken sandwich and everybody was going crazy over it,
When I first started, this plant-based life, I did eat some fake meat, and I just realized, you know what?
Fake
I don't
meat.
really want any fake meat. I really just want to eat plants. I
Right.
really don't require it. I did it to my son, to trick him into getting off certain meats that he was eating, and it worked. And now he's only a chicken eater. My husband has no interest in not eating any meat. I have to cook him just about every meat that's
This nigga's in the NFL.
Yes.
He's not trying to go out there and play a whole game on Brussels sprouts.
No, relax. That's what people say. That's what people say.
Get this dude some. This dude is a cornerback. Man, shout out to Brent. This dude is a cornerback. Been playing in the league where guys don't last. How long has he been playing in the league?
This is his 14th year.
14 years in the NFL.
In the last 4, he has been predominantly plant-based.
14 predominantly.
Yes,
That
but
means
during the football season, I do give him more meat than usual.
Of course you do.
And it's not really because of anything else but calories.
He's not gonna be out there making tackles on that foul.
It's about
man.
calories for him.
He
He eats like an offensive lineman, believe
I bet
it or
he
not.
does. Well, he out there putting his body through a lot of hell, man. He need
So I have to feed him a lot of food, and when you're plant-based, there's not a lot of calories in your food. You run right through it. You use everything that you're eating. So I have to make sure I still give him some fat, and that's why I give him. That's where the meat comes in for him.
Are you looking forward to the day? 14 years. So it's coming to an end pretty soon.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the day that he's not playing anymore?
Not really. I enjoy it. I really think that he can play till he's 40 years old. He just
how old
turned
is he now?
30. He's 36.
Okay.
He could easily play until he's 40. Would he do it? I doubt it, just because of the way the league is ran and just how they would give him such minimal amount of money to do it. He would play for free, just keeping it a buck. That's how much he loves football, but he doesn't like, the Monday through Saturday. He likes Sunday.
Right.
But you got to deal with Monday through Saturday to play.
To really to get out there and do your thing.
Yeah, he wants to play.
Why aren't you looking forward to the day that he retires?
I just, he's tried to retire on me 3 times already.
And you keep talking him back into
Yeah.
it? Why?
The first time he tried to retire was 10 years ago, 2009. He tried to retire because he was still on the bench, and he just was never getting any playing time. And I, talked him out of it then. And then 2015, he tried to retire, and I talked him out of it then. And then 2017, and then last year also. So
Some people might think that maybe you don't want this man to retire because you like having him out of the house for a whole part of the year, so you can be in there doing your own thing and.
What do
living
you
your
mean
own
out of
life.
the house?
I mean, he be gone. So you
Where does he go?
Like he's on the road and stuff like that.
I go with him to every single road trip.
So what the fuck is it then? Like, why don't you want him to retire?
Because I want him to continue to show the NFL that he is that nigga. They've never given him the credit he deserves, even to this day. Just the fact that he has 33 interceptions on 9 starting seasons. Nobody even talks about that type of shit. Yeah, he's played 13 years, but 3 of those were on the practice squad. 1 was injured. So technically, he's only played.
So he's got 33 picks in 9 years.
Yes.
That's impressive.
You see what I'm saying? Like, nobody talks about how 2 times in those 9 years he led the NFL in passes defended. Nobody ever talks about he has one of the greatest interceptions anybody's ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's just like he just doesn't get the respect he deserves. And so I personally feel like the longer he plays, the more disrespectful that he's being to the league.
Right. You guys are in Tampa now?
No, he's free agent right now.
Oh,
he hasn't signed with anyone. He's waiting for the right opportunity this year. He doesn't want to sign with anybody.
Where would you want him to sign?
Me personally, I would like for him to be a Los Angeles Ram.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is that?
That's my team.
You love the Rams.
I grew up a Rams fan.
We can only talk so much NFL.
I know.
Because I don't fuck with the NFL.
I know.
I don't fuck with them, man.
Yeah.
Like, can I have a real honest moment with the people right now?
Go ahead. Talk.
Have a real honest moment with the people. It's hard not fucking with the NFL.
I know, because your team is good too.
Yeah, man. It's like
your quarterback is good.
It's not hard not doing it, but it's hard not doing it. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. It's like I have it in my mind that the NFL is a racist league, right? I have it in my mind that the NFL is a bad league. So when I see it, I get a visceral reaction of negativity now. I have now a negative thing in my mind over the NFL. It just does. However, when I see everybody else
participating,
enjoying it, my dad and my homeboys and everything like that, that's the part where you go, okay, there's something I'm missing out on that I did for a very, very long time. So right now,
having FOMO?
A little bit, but it's just about the fact that it was such a big part of my life for a long, long time. And now it's just so, when you get older, it's not just the NFL. The fucking veil gets ripped off so many things that you thought was dope.
Yeah.
So many things you thought were great. You just realize.
Imagine the players.
Suck. Yeah,
people are always saying like, "Oh, why are they kneeling if they're still playing for them?" Like, you have to understand, these people have trained for this their entire life. This is the only job that they're capable of doing. A lot of these men, and you're basically asking them to give it up. If you work for Coca-Cola or Pepsi and you find out your owner is a racist, you quitting your job? No.
So you feel like I've had that conversation before. You feel like the people that are saying that you can't both kneel and take a play check, and you feel like that's not true.
No, because nobody else do. We know there's other racist businesses in this world, and people work for them and they don't quit their job. So why does an athlete have to quit his job just because we found out that his owner is a piece of shit? You see what I mean?
So what, like, do you think the people that say that, do they have any type of point? Because I happen to agree with you.
Well, I think that it's tough for them to relate because all they see is millions of dollars. That's all they see. First of all, every NFL player is not a millionaire. This is a league full of thousandaires, first of all. And so when you think about, you get to work somewhere until you're 65 to take care of your family. The average NFL career is 3.5 years. If you only get 3.5 years to take care of your family for the rest of your life, like, you're not about to listen to somebody telling you to quit because this guy called black, NFL players, sons of bitches or piece. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not gonna put your family in jeopardy, especially if everybody's not doing it, if it's not a collective thing that we're all on the same page, and they're not. So you have to tuck your shit in sometimes. There's a lot of proud black men that hate the NFL, hate what it stands for, but they got mouths to feed. They got kids to take care of, and that's the same as anybody else in any other job. The only difference is they're going to be out of their career before they're 35 years old, and they have to take whatever they made from that piece of shit owner and take care of their family. That's it.
So do you take it personally when people say that?
Not really. It's just ignorance. It's just they just don't understand. You put it in their perspective and show them, like, you would never do this. When have any 9-to-5 middle of America type of workers ever agreed with their boss at their job?
Right.
You see what I mean? Like, why is that so hard for them to understand? Like, your boss is a fucking asshole too, and a piece of shit, and
Yeah.
is treating you awfully, paying you way less than you deserve.
Right.
It's the same thing over here. You know, it's the same thing.
Speaking of that, what's your take on the recent developments with Roc Nation? And I mean, we just dove into it in a whole podcast the week before.
Recent developments. You talking about this concert and this clothing line that JC gets the profit off of?
Yeah, Megan Trainor and
Big whoop. What is that? That's when we said we were
I'm
past.
asking you,
When
so
we
it's
said we were past kneeling, it was for that.
So this podcast is going to go up next Tuesday, and by the time the first week of the NFL season will have happened, and what happened is there's going to be a concert featuring Meek Mill and Megan Trainor, and they're going to be Inspired Change shirts, and this is the first, I guess, step in the social justice initiative that Roger Goodell and Jay-Z promised a couple of weeks ago at that press conference. So this is part of it. I'm not saying that this is the whole thing. This is part of it. I think a lot of people were expecting, if not something more, something different. What was your initial response?
I already knew this was a money grab for Jay-Z. He is officially a billionaire, and what you have to do is you have to continue to step on people's necks. He is literally stepping on Colin Kaepernick's neck to get his foot in the door to attempt to become an owner of an NFL team. Now, I don't know how someone who owns a sports agency can become an owner of a team, but whatever. The NFL has done bullshit for people before.
What they said was that Jay-Z he's not a licensed agent. He doesn't
own the company.
He doesn't run Roc Nation in an agency capacity.
Sports.
So what he could do is he could easily divest himself of the sports part of that and become an owner.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
There's always a way around it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, this was always a money grab for him. And I don't have a problem with that. I truly don't have a problem with Jay-Z profiting. My problem with him is, nigga, you stepped on some people's toes and you didn't say, excuse me. You did not say, excuse me. Before you ever said we're past kneeling, you should have asked why they're still kneeling, because there's a reason. And you didn't find out that reason.
Word.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Just to say we're past it, it almost implies that you talked to them about something, you heard what they had to say, you disagreed, and now you moving forward saying, I'm past what they trying to do.
Right.
I'm over here. You never had that conversation.
Word.
That was disrespectful. You know, and then the second part of it is, you know, like we saw, like whenever he did this press conference, he should have had things in place already to tell us why he's stepping across the picket line in this fashion after saying I don't need y'all, you need me, telling people not to support the NFL, telling people not to perform at the Super Bowl. You should have had a list of things as to why you did this, and you should have also said, you know, and if these things, you know, do work out and I become an owner, I want to rectify what I did in Brooklyn because I fucked y'all over when I was an owner over there.
What did he do in Brooklyn?
He went to his own people, his own borough, his own community.
I've heard this story, but I want to know what Miko thinks of it.
And he basically vouched for this stadium being put right in the middle of their city because people were protesting, causing fucking problems, trying to get signatures to do all these things to stop it from happening.
On it, yeah.
And he basically was like, I got y'all. It's going to work out for us. They about to put some housing in here that y'all can afford. It's going to be all these jobs. It's going to be this and this.
I heard
and
that
this.
there have been some job creation.
Bullshit.
And that the line that I heard was that there were less than 1% of the people there that were displaced. That's what I had heard.
Bullshit. None of the housing that's there is affordable housing for anybody that was there before. None of it. And all it is a whole bunch of construction and bullshit. Now it's a whole nother owner. Now it's like he just took his little percentage, sold it, and dipped out. He didn't say anything. Nothing. You know, and it's cool. Don't get it fucked up. It's not like I have a right to tell Jay-Z to do anything.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you have to look at the people that, like, you basically let the NFL put you up as this black face. Like, we got him, though.
Right.
Y'all daddy.
Yeah.
This y'all daddy?
And
whatever
now
he
that we
said,
have him,
because there
we
was
can
so
turn the
many
page.
black people that protesting the NFL and not watching games and not supporting. And when you put Jay-Z up there, it's like, oh, we back, y'all. Okay, Jay-Z got it. Well, let's just wait and see what he's going to do. And my problem with people saying wait and see, them same motherfuckers, if he had a meeting with David Duke of the KKK and they partnered up to do something, people would still be saying, well, let's wait and see. It is Jay-Z.
So this is so that brings me to mind. like when I am vehemently against what happened with Jay-Z and Roc Nation in the NFL. I just don't think that it was right the way it went down.
No, it's not unnecessary.
But let me ask you this. The wait and see approach, do you think that Jay-Z has in any way, or anyone, is there anyone who has earned the benefit of the doubt to where like you don't cut them down, you just kind of see what they got going on?
Correct.
So that's the only thing that I would say to
Yes,
that. So
I do.
It's not for me. I don't agree with it. I don't think he shouldn't have done it. I think it was disrespectful. I think it was wrong. And I also, to be honest with you, think that it was a money grab. But I'm waiting to see that if it can still work out.
I want something positive to come from this. The problem is I know the NFL. I've talked to people in the real coalition. I know the NFL has zero intentions of doing any fucking thing for us at all. Nothing. They're going to smoke and mirror the fuck out of us while using Jay-Z to do it. If they wanted to do something, these players would have been off of their knee. They have been asking them to do things. They will not do them. That's why. So why would I believe that a bunch of billionaires are going to now do something because Jay-Z is there? Why would I believe that? Now, in my gut, I'm thinking Jay-Z is a smart man. I'm hoping that he's smart enough to finesse this, but he's been scammed already by Brooklyn. Why would I think he's not going to get scammed again by these other 32 billionaires? Jay-Z is and it's no shade, let me tell you, because I ain't nowhere near a billion at all.
Right.
But when you talk about Jay-Z and putting him in the room with these guys, he's a billionaire, but these motherfuckers are multi-billionaires.
You know what? We had that conversation. It was like, the question would be, Jay-Z's rich to us, but is he rich to him? Because
he's nothing to them.
Because he's around his peer group. Like, I'll have this joke, right? Is that I'm doing well in life, but most rooms I'm in, I'm the brokest nigga in the room.
Right.
Because I'm around Charlemagne, I'm around you, I'm around all of these different people, right? And these people, they're my peers in professionally, but I'm still building my shit, right?
Right.
I have to make a great salary, have a great life, but I'm still building my shit. Or like a lot of my homeboys or people that I grew up with, they will look at me like, Jesus Christ, you're doing so well.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard for
and
me to see
you are
that.
doing well.
Thank you. Sometimes it's hard for me to not to see that I'm doing well, but I want so much more. And I feel like there's a part of that could maybe be going on with him. Like he is ridiculously, immensely, sensationally successful, but he's not what Robert Kraft
That's
is.
what happens with billionaires. They want more and more, and they don't mind stepping on necks and cutting throats and shitting on whoever they got to do to get there. It just becomes a thing. Like that's a thing for a billionaire. They want more. You got to start now. It's like it's on. Now that I'm in the B category, it's fucking on. Now I got to get more and more and more, and I respect anybody trying to do that. I just don't have to respect the optics of how you doing things or how you moving. Like you moving dirty.
Right.
Like you can't you can't sit in a press conference and somebody say, "Did you talk to Colin Kaepernick?" We spoke, but I'm not going to speak about what we talked about. My nigga, that already tells me he don't fuck with you. Because if he did, you couldn't wait to say, "Oh, we had such a great conversation.
Yeah.
He understands exactly what I'm doing." He don't fuck with what you doing. And that right there should have told you this is too soon. Why did you need to have that press conference on the 3-year anniversary of his kneeling? Why? You see what the NFL tried to do?
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't see that. And it's like, it's cool. I don't care what you're doing. I get what you're trying to do, my nigga. Like, do your thing. You build your legacy, Hova. But don't get mad at me for calling you on your bullshit.
Right.
That's it.
No, I get it.
That's it. I'm going to sit back like everybody else and hope for the best. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. That, it's a cash grab, but he also finna really, like me, for me personally, this is the only thing, this is a start of what an NFL owner or franchise could do. Say something like this. They're right. The reason they're kneeling is correct. There are some problems with the police and black people. We don't know how to fix them, but they right.
Right.
They right. That's it. Can we start there?
And if we started there, it would foster so much goodwill.
Yes.
People would feel like we were, even if we weren't trying to get there in different ways, that we were at least on the same side.
Yes. Yes, it would make me feel like the NBA owners have no problems saying that.
Instead of doing that, the NFL did the exact opposite. They basically said, "Shut the fuck up."
Yes, and we're gonna fund Donald Trump's campaign.
Yeah,
like it's just disrespectful. You know, to just even get in bed with them, is disrespectful. But like I said, everybody doing whatever they feel like they got to do to survive, to make it, to get wherever they want to get. Go ahead.
And the billionaires, you feel like, are evil.
Yeah.
So George Lucas is evil.
Evil.
Steven
Awful.
Spielberg.
Awful.
Fucked
Horrible.
up.
Horrible.
Steven Spielberg do E.T., man. Well, billionaire. Dr. Dre, he a billionaire. Kind of. He almost did.
Didn't Dr. Dre slap the bullshit out of women for a long time?
Shit.
Correct.
Okay.
We ain't even get into his awful. That was before billionaire
Michael
status.
Jordan?
Fuck them kids. All I ever see, every time I hear somebody say Mike's name, I think about him with that Just Do It sign, and it says, fuck them kids.
Oh, my God. So I'm trying to think. Is there Miko Grimes?
Did you just use my government name?
Miko Grimes.
You said, to Miko Grimes.
Why did I say?
I thought you said to Miko Grimes.
Is your name Tamika?
Tamiko.
Tamiko?
Yes.
Tamiko.
Tamiko Grimes.
Miko Grimes. That's your name?
Yes.
Why'd you shorten it to Miko?
I didn't. People did. Everybody just called me Miko my whole life. So I just said,
You just went with the Miko.
Yes.
Did you change your name? My homie Tay did that.
My husband told me that I should
Scotty,
change it.
Did you know that? Tay Diggs. You know, that's my homie. Did you know that his name is actually Scott Diggs?
No.
His name is Scott Diggs. People called him Scott Tay.
Oh, God.
And he just went with the Tay.
No, I didn't know. My husband told me to, but, I just didn't feel like dealing with all the pressure of changing everything over when I did it. So I just leave it the way it is.
So Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have been talking about their marriage a lot lately. They've been saying a couple of things that have been raising eyebrows.
Well, I didn't see this, so I'm pumped.
In the Negro community.
What they said?
They said a couple of things. They said, number one, they don't see anything that could make them get divorced.
Facts.
And they don't see anything that can make them get divorced, which is great.
Yeah.
This is great. But a lot of times when I say stuff like that, like a lot of women that I grew up with, or like my mom and them, be like, shit, I could think of some things. And they basically have hinted at the fact, they haven't said it, they have hinted at the fact. So Jada said in a HuffPost Live interview, I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and be okay. Because in the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he's his own man.
You don't own people. You just experience them.
He has to decide who he wants, and that's not for him to do, or vice versa. Okay? So it sounds like
he got another bitch.
Well, not that he necessarily has another bitch, but that they're they have an unconventional view of marriage that might be like 7-Eleven is.
24/7, you can come and go.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't know that that's the case, but it seems as if they're trying to change the definition of marriage. You've been in a successful marriage. We've talked about this before, but...
Successful why? Because I haven't gotten divorced?
Yeah, it's a successful marriage.
Oh.
Isn't that the mark of a successful marriage? To you, what's the mark of a successful marriage?
I don't really believe in marriage.
My nigga, you're married.
God, that's because of business reasons. That's it.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't believe in marriage. I don't believe that it should require paperwork and the government in your business to say
but
that...
But you believe in commitment?
In a way.
Break it down, Mika.
I mean, I believe you're committed to whatever you and your significant other agree to.
Okay. That's a bar. Like,
Yes.
Wait. So you're committed to whatever you and your significant other agree to.
Yes.
So any traditional view of marriage that says commitment is supposed to be this and this and this, you flatly reject.
No, I reject all that and I rebuke it.
What is marriage to you then?
Marriage to me is you have decided, first of all, monogamy is probably the hardest thing to do in life as an adult with hormones and loins.
Loins.
And so when you decide to first put the government in your business and, sign this paperwork, you have basically said that I want to attempt the hardest things in life with this person and no one else.
And that's what marriage is.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty beautiful explanation of it. It's eloquent, Miko. I mean, it is. I want to attempt I found somebody worthy enough to attempt the impossible with them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you guys are. But you guys are doing it though, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, because when you're doing it with somebody that's your best friend and they actually understand you, and you guys, if you talk to each other, and that's not to say there aren't bad things that are happening, all the time, but you want this person, you want to experience even bad things with this person.
Right.
If there's anyone you're willing to forgive for something, it's this person. And so you want to also share your good moments and your greatest moments in your life with that person as well.
Is there anything about your marriage that's unconventional?
Probably that he probably turns a blind eye to me, like with women.
With women,
like I liked.
You like chicks?
I don't like chicks. I like girls eating my vagina.
Well, no, but you don't like chicks. You just like to have sex with them. Like, what are you talking about? Like.
No, I want to have threesomes. I just want to have more fun with sex, like trying different
threesomes is
things.
one thing, but do you like see women without him?
No, I mean I want to, but
do you think he would have a problem with that?
no.
So why don't you do it then?
I mean I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I have.
so you have.
Mm-hmm.
So now that situation, you feel like that's less threatening for him because it's a woman?
I don't think anybody's threatening for him, just because there's nobody that could be him ever.
Word up.
Male or female.
But do you
or
feel like he
anything.
would feel the same way?
Oh no, it would be different if it was a guy. Yeah.
Right. So why would it be different?
Because he has that equipment.
Right. Oh, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So because he has that equipment, you feel like he goes, it's not. But this is something else that I can. I
think he always says all women are lesbians. He says all girls are, you guys like each other. And right. I say, oh, so do guys. And he's like, get the fuck out of here.
You think that though? You think all guys are?
No, I just throw it back in his face, his little double standards kind of
right.
stuff.
Right.
That's all.
Speaking of that, well, before we move on, so this thing with you and the vagina eating and stuff like that, that's so when you say he turns a blind eye, does that mean that like you just do it and you don't necessarily communicate to him about it? Or is it just an understood thing?
It's something that has happened.
Right.
That's it. It's not a consistent thing.
Oh. Yeah. And it's not like it's a big thing. Like he goes, how could you?
Right.
I know you've been with Lauren. Like so he doesn't
sound like a soap opera.
I know, but so it's not. It's kind of not that thing.
Yeah.
He kind of doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
It's a good life that you're leading.
It could be better.
Right? Does he?
They could bring more of them home.
Does he have does he have a green light as well? Can he?
Oh yeah, I want him to do more stuff. Like I want him to be a little more wild, but he's not really.
He's Brent fucking Grimes, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is there's always guys that are not wild like that.
Get girls like me
that fucking find themselves in these situations. That fucking find because they're just so fucking easygoing and cool and whatever, and they're not threatened by anything. It's those guys that find themselves in these types of situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Brent. There's a guy named Ryan Russell. Did you hear about him?
Why does that sound familiar?
He is an NFL player, currently a free agent, that has just come out.
Yes, gay. He played with my husband in Tampa.
Played with your husband in Tampa.
Yes.
He has said that he is bisexual,
and
he is looking forward to getting back into the NFL. He's bisexual. What do you think about that? What do you think? I mean, we had society had Michael Sam. Obviously, we know just by crunching the numbers that there have been gay players in the NFL before.
There's so many.
You think there are a lot of gay players?
I know there are. Yeah.
Right. So, in this, what do you think it's going to take for a man to feel, not just in the NBA, in the NFL, but in the NBA and any of these sports? What do you think it's going to take for a man to feel really comfortable enough, really supported enough, really protected enough to live his life out loud as gay or bisexual professional athlete in either sport?
I think it's going to take a star coming out for people to do it because, like, let's say LeBron was gay.
Right.
Who doesn't want LeBron? You see what I mean? Yeah. It's always the guy coming out nobody wants already.
Oh, Miko.
So I'm just saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we need a superstar, Shaq, Kobe,
right,
Kevin Durant, to come out, and that way you can't cut them. You can't get rid of them. You know, you need, like in football, you would need...
They can't be he didn't make the team moment.
Yeah.
You know he is the team.
Yes. You know, and that would make guys more comfortable because then they would have a leader who is someone who the league can't deny, can't disown. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And so that's what it would take. It would take one of these famous guys who are gay to come out and hold that torch, but nobody wants to do it. Everybody's afraid of being themselves, afraid of the backlash, afraid of not being accepted.
Right,
and it's really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I understand it. We're not there yet, but I think it's going to be a powerful moment when we are there. I think we're close. I think we're definitely close to having that type of.
I don't know why people don't think that athletes are gay too. There's gay everythings. You know what I mean? There's gay doctors, there's gay teachers, there's gay scientists. What do you think? There's no gay athletes?
You think there's one thing that just nobody is gay in?
And that's sports.
And that's sports. So everybody else is gay people, 10% of the population, wherever. But in sports. Everybody's straight. How could they be gay?
You just missed it.
They can jump high. How could that be?
Athletic. Right. You don't get the gay gene.
It's so weird. But it's it's something that I think is coming. I just think. Even knowing, like we put a video clip of Ryan up on TMZ Sports today. We did it on the show as well. And he's walking down the street and he's holding hands with a man that I'm assuming that he's in a relationship with. Mm-hmm. Either that or he's trying to show him around West Hollywood in a very specific way. But and so when you see that, even that image right there, or even Michael Sam when he was with Vito, even that image right there, it's a very powerful image because it dispels the notion that a guy that's that super big isn't
sensitive, isn't feminine, gentle.
Not even so much sensitive, feminine. It's like that he is some kind of way caged in some sort of Cro-Magnon, or sometimes the antiquated is a better word, view of masculinity, which means that he can't be gay or he can't be attracted to men.
Right.
It's something that we've held on to for a long time, and it's just time that's over. When you played girls basketball, you played women's basketball, so yeah, you must have.
Yeah, people assumed I was gay my whole career, and I never even honestly, 2008 was the first time I let a girl eat my vagina, ever in my life. But
Austin's gonna fucking lose it over here. You keep saying it like that.
But you see what I mean? People assumed since I played basketball my whole life. I retired in 2006 when playing pro ball. Right. I still hadn't let no girl eat my pussy yet.
Right.
But people assumed
what made you do it after your career then? You was like, fuck it, I never tried.
It wasn't I think, me personally, I think that if you closed your eyes and you laid down and someone sucked your dick, you would not be able to tell if it was a boy or a girl. Sorry, I don't think you could, okay? Just like I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl when it's a woman. Now,
But there's an attraction that makes you want to have that person do that. You're attracted to women, though, aren't you?
Yes, I'm attracted. Yes, I think women are beautiful. The difference for me, what I wanted to see was if there was a difference in the way a woman did it.
Is there?
I think there is.
What's the difference?
Just knowing your own body and knowing what you like done. It's like a shorter process to the goal. Right. Men have to figure it out. Right. Got you. A woman can kind of boom, I know how to get you there because I know what it takes for me.
By that rationale,
men would suck better dick.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you guys should try it.
I love how you said that and then you pointed at me, as if as if. Yeah, I am an ally, not a participant.
Try it.
But so you believe that? Mm-hmm. That you believe straight up that women eat better.
I had to do research on it first, and I think I've done enough research.
You've done enough
research. I've sat on enough faces to know that
it's better with women.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's nothing that men can do to catch up.
No, but see, you have your own purpose. She don't got a penis. You know what I mean? And it don't matter how many strap-ons and dildos you buy. There's no heartbeat behind that penis.
Right.
There's no energy behind it. So you guys are so necessary, you know?
Right.
You're not needed, you know? We don't need men. Like, you know, Cher said that. Men are a delicacy. You're like dessert.
Right.
You know, like, and we love dessert.
Right.
But we don't need
So
you.
y'all don't even need us to have these kids.
We don't need you.
Not even to have these kids.
Nah.
Okay, how
We
you
got
gonna-
enough people here.
How you gonna kid? Oh, so you? Oh, so we don't fuck. So now it's you saying fuck them kids. So now you went from.
We need a solid 15 years of no one having any kids just to slow this shit down
To slow it
for a little
down.
bit.
Yeah.
It's too many of us right now.
Last thing I'm gonna bring up with you. I don't know if you heard about this. There's a possibility that a killer asteroid is heading towards Earth. Did you
Of
know?
course there is.
Like, and this is what people don't understand. I want to tell everyone this that can hear the sound of my voice. The dinosaurs were killed by a killer asteroid. That means killer asteroids have hit Earth before.
Mm-hmm.
A killer asteroid will hit Earth again. When I say that NASA has found or identified a killer asteroid that they think might possibly hit the Earth, one is supposed to skim by very, very close from now, like a couple of weeks. Skim by, but it's going to miss us.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one next year that might be that motherfucking doozy.
Oh, Lord.
It could be the doozy. What does that make Miko Grimes think?
Well, you know, I'm a firm believer in this.
Killer asteroid, Miko.
This country has to do something to kill us. There's way too many of us. And if this is the way that they're going to do it, because they've been trying to do it with food, they've been doing it with the pollution of the air, and now they're doing it, making these hurricanes and all this weather that they're controlling. And it's just, we're not dying fast enough. You know, they've got cancer, you know, they've got all these diseases that they've developed.
Right.
And so this asteroid sounds like the perfect way to get rid of about 700 million people so we can start this thing over.
This asteroid might turn the lights off, Miko.
It ain't. They're gonna test a test. They're gonna be a small
Miko,
one.
this asteroid
They're gonna
might
test it out.
cut the lights off,
No,
man.
it's not. It's gonna be a small one. It's gonna be like a little starter kit one.
A little starter kit asteroid.
Yeah, just to see, you know.
If you knew the asteroid was coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? If you knew it was going to hit.
Me,
Miko
like
Grimes
I'm dying on.
She got 14
I got
days.
14 days to live. Ooh, it's a couple bitches I definitely would slap. That's for sure. I have to pull up on a couple of bitches.
Who you gonna slap?
I'm not finna get into that.
Why? Well, you can't just say that.
That's assault. You
That's
can't
assault.
threaten
Oh, that's
people.
right. You can't threaten people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
it's
But
assault.
trust me, it's a couple bitches I would fly.
Now, there are a couple-
I would fly private to pull up and slap them hoes.
Now, is there a couple women that you're going to shoot your shot with?
No.
You got 14 days.
No. Women?
Yeah.
Nah.
14 days. You can't shoot it with no man. You married.
He might let me get a hall pass if we got 14 days. Fuck you mean? I'm definitely giving him one. Go get Sierra bread. Go get that bitch.
Oh,
if you
so
can.
it's he likes Sierra?
Yes.
He's a Sierra fan?
Yeah.
You know what the fucked up thing about that is?
What?
Could have had her. Because she got her own
He got
bread
his
Grimes.
own Sierra.
Hey, you kind of favor her, to be honest.
I know. I hear it a lot.
So that's what.
I hear Sierra and Jada Pinkett and Dominique Dawes.
Wow. Really? You know what you look like? You look like all of them combined is what you look like.
Yes.
Austin, do me a favor. Clap for Miko Grimes. Now, before we leave, I got to let Miko get some shit off her chest because Miko is always coming for me.
Oh, God.
Miko is always
What'd
saying.
I do this time?
No, you always throwing little shots. Like, I'm going to give you guys an
This
example.
is who I am.
I'm going to read.
Oh, my God. You
I'm a-
want to read something?
I'm going to read from text messages that me and Miko
Oh,
have shared.
God.
And I'm just going to make sure that people know that Miko, I'll see Miko somewhere and Miko will be like, yo, how come you ain't fucking promote the last podcast we did? And I'll be like, I did promote
Oh,
it.
that's your bad, dog. First of all, Kanye played me.
How did Kanye play it?
The last time I was on this podcast, he decided to say slavery was a choice. So you didn't promote the
I did
episode.
promote it. I did. So, like, I just said, word, I'm in town for your information. Are you now? Yes. Come record Thursday. I leave Thursday morning. I pushed back my flight for you, but you canceled on me a couple times.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep. You
You know what I'm
did.
saying?
You did.
Okay, so I text Miko a compliment. Your son is a young king. 100, she texts. Headed back to LA. We'll probably be there till Wednesday probably. Let me know if you want to record. Tuesday. What time? 2:30. Send address, and not the one that sends me to a factory. Like, all of these things are just like, all of these things are like gratuitous shots. It's like no reason to like even get at me a little bit. Like hold on real quick. And it's really,
now that you reading them,
I'm telling you, it's really every time. What's up? I got you a birthday gift and I ain't seen you since. You hit me weeks ago about a monthly pod, then nothing. Then you say you come into my live show and then nothing. I'm like, oh my God. Miko be on my
friend
head.
hard.
Yeah, she friends hard. So listen.
I friend hard.
You can't bullshit with Miko Grimes if you're gonna be her friend. Come through.
But I love you. It comes from a loving place.
A loving place.
You know that.
Yeah.
I got you.
So before we go, there's two names for the podcast. One was, what was the first one I said?
What was mine?
My Type of
My
Rich.
Type of Rich.
That's one. But I think A Woman's Vagina might be another good name too, because you've said that over and over again. That's a good thing. Tell them your podcast, where they can find you, what's going on.
So I'm kicked off of Twitter. I don't have Twitter anymore for threatening someone. I've threatened so many people, and I got threatened this one time for threatening to spit on a journalist in Miami. So they kicked me off Twitter, so I'm not on Twitter. I do have a Twitter. It's just incognito. But you can find me on Instagram at iHeartMiko. My podcast is called iHeartMiko Podcast. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube channel, also iHeartMiko Podcast. My live show was canceled this weekend because of the hurricane. That's the only reason I'm here. And so now it's been pushed to October 26th. Hopefully you can come.
I will be there October 26th.
You're coming.
That's enough time for me to plan.
Yes.
I'll be there October 26th.
It's October 26th, and I'm also going to be putting out this cookbook for people trying to try the plant-based life.
Word.
You know, but my podcast, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's where you can find all things Miko, like everything.
Don't forget to tell them about Dish Nation, right?
Oh, yeah, I work for Dish Nation. It's tough working for Dish Nation, talking shit about other people.
Right.
It's fun, though. It's real fun. But, yeah, I'm working for Dish Nation, and I'm just trying to get out there. Trying to get out there and do some things. Support me, y'all. I'm sorry.
Miko.
I'm going to apologize in advance. Once you start following me on Instagram, I'm very rude.
Yeah, and problematic. But it's fun, though. It's fun. Once again, white person, Austin. This time you got to clap loud, bro.
Come on.
Clap like
Make it like it's more than one of you in here.
Yeah, clap like you clapping for some white people. That's how white people clap. We out. 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 That's how white people